Hey, hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It is Friday. Right. Okay, cool. Right, let's do the usual tech check. Is the screen working? Yes, it's not a black screen. Camera's working. Okay, that's 2 out of 2. Got my caffeine. Right. Hmm. Oh, fantastic. Right, I thought it'd be fun today to finally try and finish off this this darned Luke's iced coffee logo design. We're going to wrap this up today. This is actually the last what is it? The last session, the last stream in this studio. So I'm going to be moving everything tomorrow. And oh yeah, got a lot on. Got a lot of stuff happening all at once. So yeah, apologies for the kind of shifting around of the stream and everything. But yeah, we will get back to some regular scheduled times and days and things. It's just been pretty full on. And yeah, so this entire room, I've got to relocate this tomorrow and then try and get it all set up as fast as possible for next week, just so we can carry on as normal. But yeah, okay, right. Where did we get to? So I think this is kind of where we left off. I think it was red, and then I did a blue one as well. I was like, oh yeah, let's get a little blue, bit of a blue in there. Got quite a nice palette here. I'm really liking this. Hello, hello. And I think we're almost there. But what I needed to do was go back in and just fine tune a bunch of things, because a lot of, like, you've probably seen through this creation process, I've kind of, as you can see here, I've sort of fudged a lot of things just to get it to look correct. But now if it's like, if I'm going ahead with the final design, I've got to fix these curves. I've got to make various bits correct, smooth things out, just to make sure that nothing is shoddy and slapdash. We don't want anything to be kind of half baked, All right, let's get some music on. Gorillas. So I'm zooming in thousands of percent and just checking all my lines are good. That one there needs to be smoothed out a bit. That might cut it. Yeah, the other side's not too bad. And yep, that tapers off to a point. So does that. Cool. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. I like this. All right, I need to get rid of it. This thing drives me nuts. This does. Like, I don't know. How do you guys feel about this contextual taskbar that follows you around? Because to me, it like has a bunch of quick actions, and we've got those quick actions over here. I never use these. I never use them just because, like, I know where the things are up in the menus and it's dependable, whereas this just constantly changes. And having it here always gets in the way of what I'm trying to do, so we're definitely getting rid of that. Like, I can kind of understand the thinking of let's put everything right there where they need it, but because it's only like 2 or 3 or 4 options, it's like I think you're making it too convenient. Like, I don't need it to be that convenient where everything I need is literally hovering around what I've got selected. Like, it's okay, I can go over here and do it. Like, having the quick actions over there out the way is fine. Hey Jason, good to see you. I get to watch live. We are on spring break from school. Nice. It distracts me from the image. Yeah, I totally agree. It distracts me, but sometimes, same with Photoshop as well. Like, if you pin it, if you can pin it out the way, you can do that. But otherwise, yeah, I'm kind of trying to work with text and zoom in, and it just ends up getting in the way of what I'm trying to do. Right, let's expand this. Generally, just keep expanding until you can't go anymore. And you should have just a fill. So we've got that there with the question mark. And the first step for this bit is we want to knock out the white and keep the black. So Alt Option, drag through all the white areas. In fact, I'm going to go and zoom in nice and close. Just to make sure. Oh no, I messed that up. Just to make sure I do this correctly. Right. There we go. Steady hand down. All right, let's go there. Connect that. Oh, I should probably zoom in even more. Don't want to risk it. Let's get everything nice and precise. There we go. Then we got some more white up here. And the reason we're doing the white first is because once we have the black left on its own, even though we have all these random shapes, we can combine the black together in a single click. So we don't actually need to go through and combine the black. All we've got to do in this example is just knock out the white. All right. One. I love this. I noticed there's a lot of cleanup. Is this normal in the AI process, or is there a cleaner method for creating logos? Honestly, Jason, it depends entirely on the design. Because, so typically with logos and cleanup per se, something that's a lot simpler, you know, you can use the Pathfinder tools over here. Where are they? Yeah, select multiple objects, and you've got the Pathfinder tools. And these two here are the most commonly used ones. And so they're very quick and easy to knock things out and combine things together. I'll show you that in a second, actually. But when it comes to something more intricate like this, the shape builder tool is kind of perfect, really, because you can go in and fine tune everything. Whereas if I didn't, and it also depends how you build the logo as well. Like, I mean, if you've seen the process so far, I've plonked loads of white everywhere, and yeah, you can see it now. Look at that. So I've thrown, rather than kind of mess around with the paths and break paths, I've just slapped down white boxes and white lines so I can quickly work on the design and just get an idea of how things are looking. Once I get it looking right, then I can go in and finalize everything. But if you create your logo and you don't end up using all these white boxes and things, and you do it like properly as you go along, then you can just start assigning colors, and you don't need to go through this crazy cleanup process before assigning colors. So it depends entirely on the design. This is very illustrative, and there's lots of curves and things here. So yeah, to do this and keep this in a way that's fully editable, where I could just apply color directly, would be quite tricky. So I think, in fact, let me check. Let me just move this over. Ah, there we go. Missed a bit. Missed a bit. Naughty Dan. Let's go through that. There we go. Yeah. So I'd always go and remove the white first, and then now I can see that, hey, this is good. I've got all the black left. Obviously, this looks like a total mess. We don't want to shape build it all out because it will take forever. We can quite simply just drag over everything and then click Unite from the Pathfinder panel. And you see it just does it in one go. Boom. And as long as I've shape builder tooled the correct bits, it should. I think that's worked, yeah. And now I can just apply any color I like. But the thing is, with this kind of logo, you know, to go from this design here, which is still kind of a bit of a mess, to this design here where I can start applying color, you know, you want to make sure the design is right before you kind of do this, because you've got to expand it and you've got to do the cleanup just before getting to adding color. And so obviously, like, you don't want to get to this point and then be like, oh, okay, hang on, I missed something. Let's go back. And you've got to do it again. Which is kind of what happened over here, actually. I spotted a few things I didn't like, and I messed the bottom of the straw up as well, so I had to go back. So, right, we've got black and white version. Let's put you there. And then I'm going to grab the Live Paint Bucket tool. And actually, there's also the Live Paint Selection tool. So if we click to make that a live paint group, I can then grab the selection tool, and there we go. Sample that color. And live paint it in. Yeah, boom. Oh, man, it just makes it so easy. And oops. Shift L, right. It's a weird shortcut. K is the live paint bucket tool. Shift L is the selection tool for that. I don't know about the blue on the straw. I don't know. I like it without the blue, but then I feel like the blue looks good over here, so it kind of ties it all together and it gives it a slightly more unique identity rather than just being like vanilla. You know, the whole browns and the caramel colors. You know, you can search coffee logos and things on Google, and they all have that. Right. Okay, let's replace this one over here. Expand the live paint group. So this is just now like a regular shape. And oh, did I miss a bit there? Oh, naughty Dan. Naughty, naughty. Oh, there's a few bits. There's a few bits that I've either missed or it's added some breaks. I don't think I missed them. But then I might have done. Maybe I've not had enough coffee. Doesn't matter though, we'll just combine those because it's all the same kind of brown color anyway. So why not? We'll add a bit more cleanup. There's no harm by doing that. And even if the color disappears, just, you know, you can get it back. Pretty straightforward, really. There we go. And now that's the correct way of doing it. Now it's all just completely tidy. The amount of times that I've had a logo come in, like back when I used to kind of work on a lot of this earlier in my career, we'd get sent logos like this, and I'd have to then take the logo and put it onto an image or onto a colored background, and it's like I've got to fix their logo first before I can use it. So yeah, never send that off. Always do your cleanup before that goes anywhere, like in terms of supplying files and things. Hey, Gal, good to see you. Nice use of positive and negative. Oh, cheers. I'm watching you from your window. Well, that would be very strange. If there's one window above me and it's got a blackout blind on it. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Happy Friday. Blue on both the straw and the name works, ties it together. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Iced coffee. Is it Jimmy's? There's a brand of iced coffee that kind of has a very similar palette that I think you could say definitely inspired this. This one here. That's where the kind of the idea of the blue came from, really. And iced, you know. But yeah, I think it looks pretty decent. Yeah, so the negative parts aren't just gaps, but actual shapes that you left unfilled. Yeah, so they were originally shapes, like just a whole bunch of white random shapes. Because what the reason I use white shapes is it's like it helps me adjust the position. Do you know what I mean? So rather than me, you know, actually getting some sort of tool and then cutting it into the body, which just isn't ideal anyway, it's easier for me to just draw with blobs of white. You know, like this one here. Like I've got one shape here with a fill. I've got these two with a stroke. I could mess around with those, but actually it's easier just to kind of draw a white thing with a smooth curve on the bottom. Because as long as I can get it looking right, I can clean it up and fix it later on. That's the important thing. Just getting the actual idea and the design right. And by doing it this way with white blobs and boxes and things and shapes, I can work faster. And you know, I can mess around finessing every little pixel once the design's looking good. And I think this is a point where it's looking pretty cool now. We could even try and turn this into a pattern, actually. I wonder. Let's see how it looks. Okay. Yeah, let's copy that. Okay, okie dokie, colors. This could look kind of cool. So, how am I going to do this? Yeah, let's put it back vertical, I think. And then what I do is I might do them 45 degrees. So let's just do one row. I think the colors kind of work. Or maybe we could have one less blue, so the blue's a bit more special. No, Dan, just keep it consistent. So let's select all of them and go to, where are we going? Pattern. No, so you can go pattern make, which is the old one, but repeat and grid is kind of the newer improved one because you can work on canvas, and I love this so much more. So let's Clint Eastwood, such a tune. Yeah, let's do that. We can just kind of quickly create this as a pattern. And now I kind of want to offset this. It's looking a bit too formulaic. And we could flip some of these around as well. So we could make this a bit more random. Ah, right. Hmm. Oh, you got the job. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, congratulations, Michelle. That's so awesome. Well done. I can't spell today. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, hopefully the session was helpful. Did you revise the design or did you kind of go with what you had, or how was the interview as well? Gal says, "Hi Dan, I just finished watching your latest video. Love the script you recommended there. Forgot the name. Fillinger, I think. Did you know you can actually create scripts for Adobe with ChatGPT? Ooh, interesting. I did not know that. I will definitely have to check that out. Let me screenshot that. How do you feel about the brown at the top of the straw without the brown? No, yeah. So it's funny you should mention that, Jason. So when I was doing this, to me it was like, well, it's inside the straw, so it would be darker, right? It would be a darker brown. But then when I tried introducing a darker brown, oh, not that. I actually felt like it just didn't have enough clarity, and it introduced another color. So I did that, and I was like, didn't really like that. Maybe, yeah, I could get rid of it. Or maybe blue. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a bit unsettled on it. And then I thought, well, it'll tie in with the coffee bean, so we'll leave it like that. Even though the inside of the straw would be darker, not lighter. I was kind of like, I think, yeah, we'll put a pin in that and just. Right, I think I've made a mistake here. If I go back, I think my mistake was, yeah, having multiple instances. So let's try that again, and we'll do a repeat. Yeah, there we go. Let's just check. So I know what I'm going for. That's what I want. There we go. Oh yeah, you can do this on Canvas as well. So you can kind of, a lot of the settings that you've got on the right, you can control there, which is cool. Yeah, I could flip some round, I suppose. It gets a bit random. Hmm. It's moving some of them. It's moving them in a very inconsistent way. Like it's. Hmm. Okay, let's go back. Sorry, we will get to the bottom of this. I think I've done something. So let's release that group. There we go. So it brings back the original. I think I know what I've done. So I'm working with 3. I need to actually duplicate this, and yeah, I think that's the offset I'm going to use. And then I need to. It's been a little while since I've made a pattern, actually. Right, let's make that brown. Yeah. Okay. So I'm kind of creating 2 rows. Now let's try that. So I've created the sort of stagger, the offset, if you like. Let's try that. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's do this on canvas. There we go. So it just kind of breaks up that uniformity. Kind of might space them apart, actually. Although it's very strange that it's... Ah, yeah, hang on. I gotcha. So I've got to go back in here. There we go. And space it apart there. So you can go back into the repeat grid group. There we go. So now, once you get the settings right, it's pretty straightforward from there. And then you've got the these kind of control points on the right and the bottom edge. Once you get the pattern in the right position, you can just then repeat it all over the place. And if I wanted to go back in and change some of the colors, you can just double click to go back inside. It could work quite nicely as a single color pattern as well. I was able to revise some of it before I went. It was more focused on getting my website up. The interview went so well. They have office cats too. What? Michelle, what is this place? You get cats at work. Oh, well jealous. I wish I could bring my cat to work. He'd love that. When I'm at home, he literally, like, one of our 2 cats, he's my baby. He'll, like, just sit across the keyboard, and it's like, dude, like, I'm trying to work here. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. Gal, what kind of, if you don't mind me asking, what sort of prompts did you use then? Was it quite a simple prompt to actually get a functionable, a functioning work? I can't speak. Sorry, a functioning script that works. That's what I'm trying to say. I've been an in-house designer for 7 years, and now I'll be moving onto working for a local agency. I'm excited to get a different experience. Oh, wow. So an agency, I'm sure you'll get lots of different projects to work on, which will be interesting. Yeah, I suppose when you're in-house, you kind of, yeah, you work for like a company or a business, and you can end up doing a lot of the same stuff over and over again. And yeah, it's fun for a while, but it's nice to kind of switch it up sometimes. Oh yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see the updated version. Oh, that's so good. That's made my day, that has. Well done. I like the idea of the new pattern. I love the cup. It's a nice pattern. My cats do that all the time too, especially when I'm in meetings. That's amazing. Cats coming to meetings. I think I will space the pattern apart a little bit. So I'm just kind of adjusting it there, but I will need to go back and kind of fine tune it here as well. I'm gonna have to space everything 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. If I go in and scale that down. Yeah, that's cool. No, that's not cool. Okay, yeah. So this is kind of cool. If you want to make it smaller, you can just scale it like a regular object. Yeah, I think the spacing's a bit better there. And actually, let's give that shape a specific value. We'll go for 800 squared. And then I can punch in the same value for my pattern and line them up. Yeah, so that could work. We'll do another one and let's do this as like a watermarked version as well. I've got so much stuff. Look at this. This is the entire like 3 to 4 streams worth of stuff. Gonna have to put this in like a museum folder on my computer or something. It'll be a relic that I can come back and look at one day. Right. Okay, so let's double click to go inside here. Now change the color to that. That should... Yeah, that should blend quite nicely. I saw your doppelganger at the Minneapolis airport a couple of weeks ago and was going to ask him about the Starbucks logo design. I had someone, I mean, I was going to say that'd be awkward, wouldn't it? You go up to someone and realize it's not the person you thought. And someone did that to me the other day. They sort of strolled up to me, and as soon as they got right in front of me, they realized, oh, I don't know who this random ginger is. It's not the person I thought. And he was like, oh, sorry, you looked really familiar. I was just like, oh, yeah, I don't think we've met before. It was funny. You just tell the chat what you want to achieve and ask him to write script to do that. If it's not working well, upload the error screenshot you receive and the chat will understand. Oh, wow. I'm going to have to try that out. 3 to 4 tries to nail it. Oh, that's doesn't sound like much at all. What are you doing? Good question. I don't know, really. So we've been working on a logo design for what seems like forever. And now I'm just kind of experimenting with using this as a pattern. I think given a bit more time, I probably would kind of... Now this design is pretty locked in. What I would do is I would actually do 3 different cups. So I would do this with a swirl instead of the ice, maybe one with a different straw pattern. All 3 of them would have a different symbol here or no symbol. And then at the moment, it's fine. These look the same, but it would just randomize them a bit more. So it would show a few different drinks that they do, you know? But, you know, again, details. Like, this is just really kind of getting the concept nailed. Oh, goodness. I need more space. No, I'm going to have to make a bigger artboard. 12,000 squared. It's ridiculous. Right, let's effectively set up a wireframe for a website. We can do all this stuff in Illustrator as well, and I'm just going to kind of use this now to... This would be the point where I'm kind of starting to actually mock up how things are going to look. Typically, you do that earlier in the process before spending, you know, months of your life or whatever mocking something up. You do this early on to check it works on web and blah blah blah. Because I've been doing this for so long, like, you know, I think I got a pretty good idea this is going to work. So we're just going to do a wireframe. This is, of course, super, super quick and dirty. And already I can see a couple issues here, which is kind of good. Right, let's... And then this could be some homepage content, for example. God, my smart guys don't seem to want to work today, do they? They're not snapping to anything. Huh. There we go. Kind of need them to work for this, so I can just very easily space these apart. Yeah, so this is real quick and easy. This is more for me to check it works. And I can figure out any issues later on. But then I could, I could very easily grab some stock images from somewhere like Envato Elements or whatever and throw them in there. We're not designing a full website concept here with loads of pages. We're just literally kind of getting something up so we can kind of see how it looks. And you could pitch this to the client as well, and they get an idea of how it could look. Dude, you inspire me to want to make stuff. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Jason. These streams inspire me to make stuff, if I'm being completely honest, I mean, Luke's iced coffee. When you think about where that came from, yeah, what was it? So yeah, it was a stream a few weeks ago now. So we did a logo for Gal, who's here in the chat. We did one for Rebecca, and then someone threw out Luke's iced coffee. We didn't get a chance to do it there and then we spent the next like 3 or 4 streams. This one just kind of got blown up into something. But yeah, hopefully it's been a fun process kind of following along. I've had a ton of fun. I always love doing these. And like I've said many times, this logo is definitely not my handiwork. This is a team effort for sure. The amount of ideas that people have kind of contributed. So I'm kind of cheating, really. I've got loads of other designers from all over the world helping me with the logo design. So any credit is definitely 100% shared for sure. Oh, it would be nice to throw some imagery in there. Sneaky beef. David, I love your username. Sneaky beef. Glad to know I'm not the only one who just makes a giant artboard as I iterate over and over again. Oh, David, honestly, if I make an artboard 1,000 pixels squared, I will fill that space. If I make it 10,000 pixels squared, I will fill that space as well. I will just make everything bigger. There's no logic to it. Like, if you look at all of this, this was the first stream. I was working at like an acceptable size, and then all of a sudden, everything just, as you can see, got bigger. I don't know why. It's just the way it went. If there is space, I will fill it. Like, I feel that the blue color should be for the ice and the yellow for the word Luke's. Yeah. Gotta be careful with you. Oh, I see this. Sorry, yeah, sorry, that color, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I could play around with that. The problem is with the ice is that it kind of all connects, so I can't color. To color the ice individually, what I would need to do is connect the bottom part with the brown. And I could do that, but I quite like the way the ice color blends into the drink. Just because it makes them look more like they're actually sinking into the drink. Same with the straw. Whereas I think I did kind of close those off at one point, and Do you know what I mean? It looks like this. It looks like it's actually floating in the drink. Oh, hey, Moosh, have you just signed up? Oh, amazing. I'm going to learn all the things I don't know. That's awesome. Oh, you're absolute legend. Thank you so much, Michelle. And as I always say to anyone who signs up, you know, if you ever have any questions, you'd like an opinion on something, whatever it is, you know, I'm always here. So you can message me directly in the community, or you can send me an email, whatever it is. Like I say, I'm always here to support you. Okay. I haven't even promoted the course today. This is what happens when James isn't here to prompt me. Okay, right. You guys are doing a better job promoting the course than I am. I redid the trailer this week as well. So yeah, I'll link that actually. Spent quite a while working on this. Yeah, so that's the new trailer. I've added it to the course page as well. And I think hopefully this. I think the trailer I launched with was fine, but I think this trailer is like half the length, and I think it does a better job, hopefully, of actually like pitching the course to someone and explaining why it's so good and why it's so essential to kind of save you years of learning and just get stuck into, you know, knowing the tools and then being able to design. And I think this trailer does a better job. But yeah, if you want to check out the Adobe Illustrator Masterclass, essentially what it is it's my full Adobe Illustrator course that will take someone from a complete beginner all the way through to knowing virtually everything I know about Illustrator. So it's condensing that 17 years of obsessively using this software and learning it, and condensing it down to about 7 hours worth of video. And just, you know, trimming out all the fat, all the fluff, all the nonsense, the things you don't really need to know, and just kind of teaching it in the most efficient way possible. So, you know, if you're looking to kind of plug any gaps in your knowledge, or you're a student, for example, and you just want to get stuck into making stuff, but you're like, oh, which tools do I use? How does this work? Why is this not working? Like, I get it. Like, I've been there. I know those frustrations oh so well. And when you see me on these streams kind of just moving around very quickly and doing this and, okay, how do I do that? It's just because I've got like a very I've got a lot of experience using the different tools, so I kind of know which tool is the right tool for a particular problem. And that's what the course focuses on a lot, is how to use these different tools to create different things. Because once you know those tools, you can, I think I say it in the trailer, you know, anyone can have a good idea, but if you can't actually create that idea, and you've then got to spend hours watching tutorials to try and figure out how to actually create it, it's just wasting time, you know? As much as I love free tutorials because they're free, it's like, well, it'd be much easier if I just knew the tools nice and quick, and then I can just start designing. Yeah, it's crazy, really. Like, if you're a student just starting university and you're doing like a design degree or something, the course will literally teach you pretty much the entirety of Illustrator, like all the way more than you'd need to know for a career in design. It's like it will teach you so much. And yeah, so, you know, for anyone who's thinking about a career in design or just starting as a student, I think this would be pretty exciting. But yes, anyway, so that is the course. And if you are interested in this, there's a cheeky little discount code there as well for 15% off. Also, I love Poppy's review for it. Dansky's voice is as smooth as organic butter from cow's milk in Switzerland. Oh, I know, Michelle. When I read that, I was just like, I just laughed. That's just classic Poppy. She just says stuff like that. She just comes out with it. Whether you think my voice is as smooth as organic butter from cows on a hill in Switzerland, well, that's for you to decide. But I mean, yeah, I don't even know what Swiss cow butter even tastes like. Yeah, oh yeah. I've tried to pack in as much value into the course as possible. That's why it took me 6 months to make, and I recorded a ridiculous number of voiceover lines. But I think the other side of it as well is like it's one thing to like enroll in a course, but when you can enroll in a course and you know that there's someone there with experience who has got your back when you get stuck, or if you've got a question, I think yeah, that's something I was very, very keen to include. I didn't want to just make a course and sell it. I wanted to make a course that I could actually be there and support people and work with them to help them develop. Because there's so many questions I've had over the years, learning all sorts of different software, and it's like, oh, I just wish I could ask someone. And yeah, so part of the course is me becoming that person. So, and of course, you know, you can ask it in the community, and maybe someone else will know the answer as well. But yeah. Now I wonder what the ice cubes would look like as blue, and the straw stay brown and cream colors. I'd put an emphasis on the ice part of the coffee too. Yeah, I mean, it could be a case of taking this part of the design and just copying that, you know, 3 or 4 times and just playing around with different versions. How do mockups work? Are there preset templates? Yeah, let's do a mockup. Not for the website. I don't want to mess around with that. Like yeah, the main reason I was kind of setting this up was really just to check the logo. Like, of course, if I was presenting this, I would throw in some graphics and kind of quickly put something together. This was just really checking that. In fact, there was another version I wanted to do as well. So I'm just kind of doing this for my own kind of use, really, just to see that the logo I've made, does it work? Hopefully. Hopefully is the answer. Okay. I was going to try a one-liner as well. Yeah, so we got a couple of different versions there. I think the left one looks fine, and it's nice if we can keep it the same, but we do have a bit of flexibility if it needs to kind of squish into a smaller space. So that's fine. All right, where's my music gone? I pressed play and then the trailer started playing. Let's put Gorillas back on. Right, what was I going to do? I was going to do something. Yes, mockups. Right, okay. I got to show you this. Envato is like my go-to for mockups. It's just brilliant. So, oh, let's do some clothing. Let's go with a hoodie mockup. Graphic template. Oh, hang on. No, sorry. I'll type hoodie mockup. There we go. Graphic templates. We might need to enlist Photoshop for this. And these are great because you've got some where people are actually wearing them, so it kind of helps sell that concept a bit more. Let's see if we can find a Luke. Someone looking like a Luke. Hmm. Come on, Luke, where are you? Okay, that's not a Luke, but I quite like that photo actually. So let's have a look at this one. Yeah, high quality PSD. Da, 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 da. So let's open this up. So the way these are normally set up are kind of ready to go, and I'm sure this one will be no different. PSD. Let's whip this up. Yeah, so they've usually got something like this. So you can double click on the design smart object and you just drop your design in. So let's plonk that in there as a smart object. Kind of size it. Turn the other layer off, save, and then go back, and this should update in the design. That is massive. Whoops. So let's shrinky dinky. And of course it's been done correctly and professionally, so it goes around the drawstring, has the shadows, and fits the kind of contours of the clothing as well. Got a few different... so we've got the shadows. Do I want them? Maybe. Material. So I can change the hoodie color. This is quite common as well with these mock-ups. So I could go for this sort of color. Oh, nice. That looks kind of cool, actually. I think she stood at she's kind of posing at a bit of a side angle, so it's not like a front-on angle, which might make it easier to size up and position, but yeah, we could do that, or we could do like a small one. Yeah, it's not the most ideal mock-up actually, I'll be honest, because it's at an angle. There's lots of creases in sort of odd places. Front on would be a bit easier to kind of design, but I think color-wise it works. I mean, we could even go totally bonkers and plaster the pattern over it. Let's try it. I have no idea how this is going to look. A bit too much. Not sure about that. And then I wonder if I can copy and paste this back into Illustrator. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So do you see what we're doing here? We're just taking that logo and building out a bunch of assets and things, and it's very, very quick and easy to... I could throw that logo onto a mug, a hoodie, whatever, very, very quickly, and it just kind of helps me build this repertoire of mock-ups and visuals that, you know, you can present to a client with, or I can just check it looks cool and it works. Before I'm sending that logo off to the client, you know, I've actually considered that it could be used. I've been using Adobe a long time, but I know there's a lot of workflow tips I can utilize. I've learned so much in these streams alone, so I'm excited to check it out. Yeah, that's the thing. I've been using Adobe for a long time as well, and like I'm still learning new things now, and there's always a better way of doing something. Yeah, like for a huge part of my career, I used Illustrator very inefficiently, a really long time. And some of the things I learned much later, like towards the second half of my career, was like, oh wow, I've spent over 10 years doing this wrong. Like, and I've made my life a lot harder. And that's the things I get most excited about teaching, because it's just gonna be so helpful to people who are in the same sort of situation. I'll share the trailer on my Facebook for My Design Pals. Maybe it'll help get the word out. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Hey, Alok, good to see you. How you doing, my friend? It's been a while. You put your heart and soul into the course. I really did. I really did. Yeah, Jason, the last day that I was doing the voiceover lines, I had to record like a ridiculous number of voiceover lines because of the way I made the course. And I made it in a very inefficient for me way, but I think it makes a better product. And the last voiceover session went all the way through the day, through the evening, early hours of the morning, and I finished the last voiceover at 7 a.m. And yeah, it was it was pretty brutal. And yeah, I think I took a picture actually. And I look completely effed. I am completely like, do you know what I mean? Because it's like a lot of energy. You've got to keep a consistent kind of tone and energy throughout the course. That was a long day, but it was an amazing feeling to finally get it done and then be like, yes, okay, it's done. That's a very good idea, Gal. Yeah, there are a lot of tools in Illustrator that some people might find useful, like the symbol sprayer tools. I mean, I never ever use these. They are covered in the course. In fact, there's a lot of things in the course that are covered, but they're just tools that I've learned that I just haven't really used. But obviously, depending on what you use Illustrator for, you might get more use out of them. I'm very well, thank you, Adam. How are you? Oh, look, Poppy's decided to grace us with her presence. I love that you're open to feedback. Some designers are stubborn and it's their way or the highway. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, I think it's just because I've been doing this for so long now. I've definitely been that designer that's been much more precious about their work. But I've just got to a point now where I've detached my like emotions from the work. So if someone were to come on this stream now and say that, you know, this design's awful, you're a terrible designer, you know, you should just quit YouTube, it wouldn't affect me. It's just one person's opinion out of a million, you know? And whilst other people's opinions are very valuable, I think it's also important to just sometimes, you know, some opinions are just not helpful. They're not constructive. They might be toxic. And it's just good to be able to kind of filter those out and be unaffected by that. But also, like, you know, being open to feedback is how you learn. So if I wasn't open to feedback, I would just be set in my ways and I wouldn't grow. I wouldn't learn. And yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yes, takeaway cup. Of course. Of course. What are you doing, Dan? Right. Takeaway cup mock-up. Oh, I mean, yeah. If you like all this mock-up stuff, Envato Elements is ridiculous. It's one of those subscriptions I've had forever, and I can't imagine not having it. Like, it just does everything. And they have a surprisingly good music library as well. Like, I used to use a bunch of platforms for my music, for my YouTube videos, and I've cancelled all the other ones. I just use Envato Elements now because they actually have a surprisingly good music library. You'd think because they do it all that the quality might not be there, but no, it really is. They've got some amazing music. Right. Oh, that's a nice little takeaway cup, isn't it? I like that. Little paper cup. Oh, do I want one with a lid? Yeah, no, I'm going to go lid. Oh, there's some good ones here, actually. These are really good. I might go with this one. It looks... I love that one, but it hasn't got a lid on. Yeah, let's go with this one. We'll see if it lets me change the colors. Hopefully it does. If you are interested in Envato Elements, by the way, I've got my affiliate link in the video description. So, video description, stream description. Can I change the color? Yes, I think so. Okay, where's my hoodie? Let's try and have some degree of consistency here. We'll slap in a color. Get rid of all this fluff. Okay, good. Right. And then the lid. Where is the lid? Oh, maybe I can't change the lid color. Oh, that doesn't matter too much. Yeah, so we'll just crop that. If I was mocking this up to send to a client, I'd probably mock it up in an actual coffee shop. That's one of the mock-ups I'd pick. People wearing the hoodies or the clothing and the coffee, perhaps in someone's hand, one of those mock-ups. But because I'm just kind of seeing how it looks for myself, I'm not too worried about it right now. Just kind of want to see that it looks, just check that it looks good, you know, on a coffee cup. I think it will. But let's see. Or, I mean, actually, this might be a good... Or you could even have, if I did a different mock-up, you could have the logo on the lid on top. And then maybe the pattern. Maybe we could find a use for this. And we'll put the pattern there instead. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, could work. Could work, I guess. We could also get rid of part of the pattern and then pop the logo in there. Let's see if I can make this work. Yeah. That's not too bad. Not too shabby. We'll need to come up a bit though. It's way too low. So let's bring that up there. Yeah, that's fine for now. And then we could have like a blue or brown lid, something like that. Would look pretty cool. Oh, this has been really fun. This has been really fun working on this. It's I just find it hilarious that someone just I said I'll shout out names for brands and someone was like Luke's Coffee. I can barely remember who even said it. I think it was someone called a Liz. I don't know. Someone just yelled it out and we spent 4 streams doing this. Good morning, dudes. Hey, Mike. Oh no, that emoji. Have you had your coffee, sir? Well, yeah, it's a weird one, Michelle. It was kind of you could say, yeah, it was a rough night, but because I was so buzzing on finally finishing the course, it was like, okay, I've got 3 more voiceovers to do. All right, 2 more, and then I did the last video, and it was just like this elation, like this. Yes. Like I finished it. I took a photo actually, and I just yeah. Oh, you like the blue Raquel? Okay, cool. Hey James, excellent. I forgot to do my segue. It took me half an hour or so to realize. Marketing here's lost without you, James. Oh yeah, Michelle, you're using Vata. Yeah, it's brilliant. Dan, did you tell everyone that I found that song for your course trailer? No, I didn't. But yeah, that was from Envato Elements. So Poppy went through a bunch of different soundtracks and she picked one and it was just like, we were both like, yeah, that's the one. Oh yeah, Gal, you use Envato as well. Yeah, so that's what I used to do. I used to use Adobe Stock for my stock photos just because they had a larger collection. But then, you know, a lot of the other stuff, yeah, like all these mock-ups that you're seeing, 3D models for Photoshop, sound effects, graphics, templates, UI UX kits, just brushes. If you like brushes, they've got an amazing suite of brushes. But yeah, that's what I use them for mostly. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Yeah, I think it's more than 20,000 lines. If I'm honest, it ended up being about 15 to 16 that I used, but many of those had sometimes two, three, four, five takes. And this is every single line, by the way. So when I do my videos, even now, I usually speak one or two lines at a time. And so when I was recording for the course, if I said something and I finished that little line and thought I didn't explain that well enough, I deleted it and did it again. And I did it again and again and again for every single line until I felt that I had explained everything sufficiently. That's how I'm able to condense 17 years of using Illustrator into just like 7 hours. Like there's some other great courses out there and they're like 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours. But like, at least my brain was like, well, I'd rather spend less time learning it and still learn everything like much quicker, because then I can just get to doing the design, which is the fun stuff. Yeah, it would be cool, Jason. I absolutely agree with you there. I mean, how do you do it? It's not something I do often, but there is a way to. Yeah, there we go. So you can let's hide the hoodie one. Save that. There we go. Yeah, so just working on the coffee cup, you can kind of preview like this. So I could move this over here, Command or Control S, and it updates. So it does take a second, yeah, but that's the best way that you could probably work side by side. I hover my left hand over my keyboard shortcuts. So Command S for me is just like boom, boom, boom. And yeah, it doesn't take too long to update. But yeah, real time would be awesome. Do you do client work or only teaching on YouTube? So mostly these days I don't do client work. I stopped that in late 2017. Like I was doing client work and YouTube and it was just too much. I couldn't give the energy I wanted to both. And so I had to kind of choose which one to go with. And just as it turns out, I enjoy teaching other people much more than I enjoy chasing late invoices and emails. So yeah, I don't do that anymore. Much fewer emails. No chasing. Well, very rarely chasing late invoices. And I get to work with you guys and teach, and I find it more rewarding personally as well. The only projects that I kind of take on projects, well, like this, that's kind of self-set, or if I'm going to be like, I want to help someone out and do a logo for someone. It's like, hey, don't worry about it. I'll help you out. I'll sort you out a logo. Like friends and family and stuff. But yeah, when I went to the US, I met someone called Daria on a plane, and we had a really interesting conversation. And so it's very likely that we'll be doing a logo for her in the not too distant future, which is going to be interesting because it's the first. I guess you could say the closest thing I've had to a client in a while. But again, it's for fun. I do it because I enjoy it, not as a source of income anymore. I work with brands quite a lot, so I've partnered with Adobe and recently Skillshare and a bunch of different brands. So that's kind of like, again, that's the sort of clients that I work with now, is because I'm more of a teacher. Sponsored integrations or making content for them and their channel. Like Envato Elements, sorry, no, not Envato Elements, Envato Tuts Plus. I do educational content for them as well. So it's just kind of changed. Like I just about got a handle on how to run a freelance business as a solo one-man team, and then I started being like just solely an educator, and it was like, okay, right, now I've got to learn this. Hey, Reese, man, I've missed a bunch. I know we had a slightly earlier start today. You're a fab teacher. Oh, thank you, Jason. Jason. Sorry, Jason. There's a little bit of Sean Connery creeping in there. Thank you, Jason. Friends and family are the worst clients. Yeah, I mean, I say friends and family. What I really mean is people who are close to me that I like, who aren't going to be a pain in the ass. I just, yeah, like working with family can work sometimes, but it's just like anything, it's always prone to getting complicated because of emotions, and so sometimes so I at least now I like to just kind of separate that a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? But one of my biggest clients was actually my cousin Claire. We worked together for years, and yeah, we had a great relationship, and yeah, it was amazing. I got to design loads of different stuff, and she runs her own business doing like lava shells. I don't know if you've heard of lava shells, but very big in the kind of beauty therapy massage scene. And she was the one who brought them over from the US. Kind of incredible, really. And when she was getting started, I was pretty early on in my career at that point, actually, the first couple of years. And then we just started working together, and we must have worked together for, when did we start? 2009 she started. Must have been a good sort of 6 or 7 years, something like that. Yeah, it was a good while. It's great whenever I need a logo. Yeah, Poppy automatically gets a logo. I'm working on something similar with my architecture business and phasing into a teaching only mode. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think it just depends which way you want to go, really. Some people like working with clients, and it just depends what you enjoy. I think you just got to follow your heart sometimes, and be honest about what's right for you. I wish I can do YouTube or social, but most people looking for content in English, that's a challenge that native English speaker never think about. You have so much more opportunities. I can't write that word. What's your native language, girl? Gal. Goodness me, I can't speak today. Best illustrator teacher. Oh, thank you, Marble. Yeah, so this is looking pretty good. We've got some mock-ups here. I mean, we could even, you know, let's just be cheeky here and save ourselves a lot of time. Let's just get that in there. There we go. Boom. Why not use the mock-ups that we've already got? There we go. I mean, Illustrator's amazing. This is why I go on about Illustrator so much, and why I made the course for Illustrator. Because as much as I love Photoshop, and that was the first thing I ever used, Illustrator is the one bit of software that I could run an entire design business on. I could literally run an entire business just using Illustrator if I really, really had to. I would love Photoshop as well, but if I couldn't, then Illustrator would be the one. You can do so much. You can design signs, icons, logos, lettering, fonts, graphic design, UI design. It's just so much stuff you can do. Really is just this kind of all-in-one. It needs its name changed. It's not Illustrator anymore. It's like it needs to be Adobe Designer or something. Because it's just the tools it has, like they're not just exclusively for illustration. Oh, Hebrew. Ah, right. Okay. Do you have a list anywhere of your favorite top 10 Illustrator tools? No, but I can write you a list. Okay. Dan's favorite tools. Yeah, there's some absolute bangers in here. Okay. In no particular order, the pencil tool. Let's write pencil correctly. Very underrated. Smooth tool. That's great. What else do I like? The width tool. And if you're new to Illustrator, these are a bunch of tools to learn for sure. Shape border tool. I mean, I've got to put the pen tool on there because it's just so useful. What else do I like? Oh, gradients. Actually, no, I like gradients, but the gradient tool in Illustrator is outdated. It needs Photoshop's new gradient tool because that tool it's just much more intuitive. The scissor tool. These aren't features, by the way. These are literally just tools on the toolbar. Direct selection tool. And, the lasso tool. That's quite useful. These are kind of the tools that I use probably the most. Yeah, these are the ones that I definitely use the most. What other ones do I like on there? Because direct selection tool, you might think, oh, well, that's, you can just move anchor points. That's not very exciting. But there's quite a few different things that you can do with that tool. So if I just do something like this. Yeah, so you can, of course, use it to move individual anchor points. But you can also use it to round off corners. Which is like, look, I mean, this is how I create so many of my curves. I don't use the pen tool to draw them. I just use that. I draw everything square and then just use that to kind of round it off. And then I can also kind of use the direct selection tool. It's kind of a shortcut to the reshape tool, but yeah, where are you, reshape tool? Where are you hiding? I don't use the reshape tool. It drives me nuts. Oh, reflect tool. That's a good one. Where's the reshape tool? There it is. Yeah, see, I don't like it. It's got that symbol, but and I find it's a bit funny. Like it works when a shape's freshly created, but it can be a bit hit or miss, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know when that was introduced, but for me, it's just been a frustrating experience. Whereas direct selection tool, it shows that same reshape icon, but it just means I can easily bend my curves. So kind of pull it one way or the other way. So that's why I don't bother with the reshape tool. I just use the direct selection tool. What was that other one? Yeah, reflect tool. Very useful. What's that? 1, 2, 9. Convert anchor point tool. Ah, yeah, that's another one as well. So this one is great because it can take a straight line. So kind of what I showed you before was using the direct selection tool to bend a curve. But you can see here that you can't do that with a straight line. There's no option to bend the curve. But if you do grab the convert anchor point tool, then you can bend the curve, and you can go from a curve to a straight and vice versa. And it just gives you like so much more control over everything. So yeah, whatever that one is, anchor point tool, yeah. So that would probably be my list of tools that favorites, just because I use them the most, and I could do most of what I need to do with just those tools. Yeah, the pencil tool's amazing. Shape builder tool, yeah. I have an idea. You can hold monthly design contests and give some prize to the winners. I think it'd be fun. Yeah, I think I mentioned competitions a while ago. So kind of behind the scenes, I know I've got the office move and I've got so many different things happening, but I have actually set up a new website. So I'm looking to do a lot more courses this year. And there's too much stuff in my brain that I need to get into YouTube videos and courses and all that kind of stuff. And there is actually a section on the website that I've set up that is for competitions. So it shows active competitions, past competitions. There's space for information, a button to submit an entry that goes straight to a Dropbox. So the tech side of it with my new website that I'm still working on is actually set up. But I've just got to I've just got to find the time to finish the site and get that set up. So it's kind of it's a new site that's better for kind of managing multiple courses and competitions and things. It's easier on the back end for me. And what it will mean is it will be very, very easy to jump on stream. Someone says an idea for a competition, and then I can very, very quickly add that to the website, and boom, suddenly a competition's live. So yeah, I know I've been saying it for a while, but it's just because there's so many other things going on in the background, and now I'm moving office as well, so it's it's been busy. But we will get there. We will get there. And yeah, I'd love to do competitions. These streams would be perfect as well for competitions because, you know, we can start them on stream, we can review designs on stream, and then I can announce the winner on stream. Super, super easy. Zero editing required, which saves me a ton of time. I can just kind of start the stream and go. So that's what I want to be doing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the rounding ability on corners is amazing. That's what I put in the new video as well. It's just so underrated. Yes, Magic Wand tool. Bit different to Photoshop, but for example, I could click on like the brown. Where are you? Brown. And it selects everything with those properties. Ah, yeah, there you go. Fill color. So you can choose how the Magic Wand tool works. But if I go and pick like, there you go. Black. It doesn't just select all black. It selects black with that stroke as well. That same stroke properties. That's a very good point, Adam. Yeah, if you select a shape with the direct selection tool and then select the pen tool, it will show you different anchor points, and it also allows you, yeah, so let's just go and make a shape. Let's go and make a star. And you can use the pen tool to add points. And if you then delete points in the middle, it will make the connection. But then, of course, again, you can go to, where are you? That one there. And then you can bend things in. Very weird and wonderful bendy star. Yeah, so sometimes these tools they can seem confusing at first, but once you become familiar with them, especially that list, it makes it a lot easier to think, okay, I need to bend this curve this way. That's going to be this tool. Oh, I need to make a cut along a path. All right, well, that's going to be the scissor tool. Oh, thank you so much, Jason. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I will buy myself a cup of Luke's iced coffee. Maybe one day we'll have to start that as a business. Maybe the legend of Luke. The secret being that there is no person called Luke. It was just born from a stream. Oh, that's very kind of you, sir. Thank you. Do you use Kajabi? Yes, that's what I'm on. I'm on Kajabi. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's such a great platform. All in one, email list, courses, all sorts. I don't use the website side of it just because I've got my website on Webflow already. But yeah, very, very useful. Dan's iced coffee. Oh, these are your favorite tools as well, Tanvir. Hey. Yeah, maybe I'll start an iced coffee business on the side. Oh, Andrea, hello. How you doing? Happy Friday. In fact, what time is it? I'm going for a run with my my friend and PT in about 2 hours now. And I haven't had any lunch. I'm really hungry. I was hoping to sneak a potato in, but I don't know if there's going to be time. I don't think eating a giant jacket potato before going for a several mile run's a good idea. But yeah, thank you to everyone for joining today. This is the last stream in this space. And then tomorrow I've got to basically take this entire setup, move it down the road into the new office, and the goal is to get that set up as quickly as possible, just so I can start streaming again next week. I think the internet is going to be not as good as here, but I think it's good enough to stream. It should be anyway. Thanks, Michelle. Yes. It's a lot. Like at the moment, I'm in obviously you can't see it, but it's a 2-bedroom bungalow. So it is like a full property. But this room I'm in now it's just all I need, really. And it just didn't make sense to keep renting a space that just wasn't getting used. So yeah, I'm downsizing into just having one space with less stuff everywhere, less mess, just a nice kind of setup. And it's got air conditioning as well, which would be nice in the summer, because the UK, we don't have air conditioning in most places in the UK, at least not kind of regular homes, and it's unbearable sometimes. I'm not envious of you moving office. No, I'm not envious of me either. Moment of silence for this office. I know, been here 5 years now, and it's oh yeah, it's emotional. I don't like moving. I'm very sentimental. Got a lot of good memories in this room. Even more so since starting streaming. I think we've had a giggle. We've had a good laugh with these streams. It's been really fun. So we'll see how long it takes for me to get noise complaints. I'm just laughing my ass off on stream. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes it's nice to have a fresh start. Hopefully the new one is small enough for Poppy to comedically knock things over. It's oh yeah, it does have a nice cafe opposite. Yeah, I think it's bigger than this one. No, it's definitely bigger than this one. I like to think I've got good spatial awareness, but I've learned over time it's actually terrible. You'd think so, but I don't. So just yeah, Poppy, this room is not very big. The room I'm in now is not big at all. Like if I were to put the sofa in this room now, it would take up like most of that width at the back behind me. But in the new office, it's got loads of space either side. Definitely, yeah. They're not going to install aircon in the Olympics hotel rooms. Oof. Ugh. Gotta have air conditioning in the summer. I threw a slightly updated thicker your way too, Dan. Still think it may need your professional pen tooling. Thicker V2. What better time for a thicker? Oh, hang on. Oh, wait, where have I gone? I've lost it. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, hang on. Oh, nice. That's definitely fresco. Am I right? That is definitely fresco. So I took this to the next level. Okay, so it's hand drawn. Oh, yeah, man. You all right for me to show this, Mike? First proper stream in this room started with a thicker, and we're going to end with a thicker. Mike, I'm just picturing you in this like dark room with just different thicker designs all plastered across the wall. Sketches like on the ceiling. Ah, yes. I see. Mr. Phelps appears to have come down with a classic case of chronic thicker. Yeah, the thicker cave. Oh no. We've lost Mike to thicker. I haven't been to India, no. Maybe one day. There's loads of places I'd like to go and see, to be honest. How about a Luke's Iced Coffee mobile food truck and design office? Oh, I see. Yeah. Like a side hustle. Yeah. I mean, I could do the whole design thing, Jason, and then just have like a massive iced coffee vending machine of sorts or something. I don't know. Could work. Okay, let's whip it up. Thicker. Where are you? I've lost it again. There you are. Yeah, no, I like the whole kind of watercolored look. It does like have a it's got like a very sort of organic feel to it. Yeah, like I know what you mean. Like I feel like I mean, you know, the kind of little things I nitpick on is this curve could be smoother and this curve spiky and this one's a bit more curved. So I'd probably, yeah, that's the main thing. I'd go through and I'd probably want to like pen tool it like pretty closely, but at the same time it's like, you know, because of this design the shapes are naturally more organic, so you don't want it to be too perfect and precise and pen tooled. So yeah, I think for me it would be kind of how corners are treated, and you know, if I could let me just get a thing. Let me get a thing. What am I saying? Layer, brush. That one, brush. Yeah, so like the kind of things I would do is try and, you see you got this kind of edge here. I would try and make the edge of the F kind of run parallel if I could. But again, like if all the widths are suddenly consistent, then you might lose some of the kind of charm and organic nature of the design. So I don't know. So yeah, I'd probably start with a pen tool, get it right in black, get it sort of looking right in that way. Like maybe here, for example, with the eye, I might kind of try and fill that space with something like that. But yeah, like I like the sort of watercolor treatment going from, because that was going to be the tricky bit. You can't just have like well, I mean, you could just have a hard cut, but it's quite nice the way it goes from fire to ice effectively. Yeah, Alex, I'm moving into a new studio tomorrow. So I've just got to try and move everything over. You probably won't see too much. Like the new studio's got white walls. The wolf will be there in the background and there'll be some pink light somewhere. So it probably won't look too different. But I've got to get sound paneling up and just try and get the audio sounding decent. So hopefully I can do that quickly anyway. I like how my brain keeps seeing the words, then just sees this cool design. Who knows what your brain sees, Poppy? Michelle read out your comment, your review of the course earlier on, where you said that my voice sounds as smooth as organic butter from a Swiss cow. It's like, damn, oh, oops. People read the reviews? Oh, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's going to be good. Downsizing to a smaller space, which should be fun. Oh, thank you, Raquel. It's kind of like moving studio at a time when I'm like super busy, and obviously we're doing the regular streams now, and I don't want to kind of take a break from that. I want to just get back on it. So this weekend is rapidly putting up sound paneling, and oh yeah, bugger! I need to order that actually. I need to order the sound paneling. I got distracted looking at all these sound panels that have RGB lights on them yesterday, and I forgot I never actually ordered any. So I need to get that done. Oops. Yeah, there's an echo in the room at the minute, so it made sense in my head. Yeah, I think Michelle liked it, so you know. Oh yeah, everyone's sound here, Jason. I love it. I love doing these streams. It's just nice we get to hang out and design things and just, you know, chat whatever. Don't forget the before after shots of the new studio and share with us. Yeah, I can do. I've taken a bunch of pictures of this studio. I mean, it's a bit messy and untidy, but I've definitely got some pictures. I mean, I posted a picture on the channel on the community tab of the new office, but it's empty at the minute. There's nothing there. Oh, well, hello. I'm watching from Nepal. Now I'm in South Korea. That was quick. Oh, amazing, Mike. So do you think you're going to carry on working on this, or who am I kidding? Of course you're going to carry on working on it. You'll never be able to let this go, Mike. It's become a part of you now. Also, where's Quinton? I've not seen Quinton for ages. Hopefully he'll hop back on soon, because I think he is part of Team Ficker as well. If anyone doesn't know what Ficker is, then, well, I'll spare you. You've been spared the madness, but yeah, go back to the first stream. I think it was Design Review 1. That was when Ficker was born. Fanskis. Oh, that's funny. Where are you moving to? Just down the road, Scott. It's just I've got a 2-bed bungalow at the moment, and it's just too much space for me, and so I'm moving into an actual 1-person office, and it's just the right size, you know. I save a lot of money as well from doing that, so it just makes sense, you know. I'll continue to iterate on the never-ending project Vicar. IYKY. I'm sorry, Reese. What's IYKYK? I'm I'm not that down with the lingo. I If you know, you know. Okay, I have to remember that one. Shut up, Poppy. Come on, 5 letters. Yeah, literally. If you know, you know. Otherwise, you'll have to go and watch episode 1 afterwards. Yes, it is. Yeah. So I did try working at home years ago, about 6 years ago, and with a newborn baby, which was Leo at the time, it was too much. Trying to record and work and do client projects, and you've got a baby in the background crying. It just didn't work. So I got an office and I moved out there. And then I got another office that was too big. And then I moved here. And now I'm moving back to the office. Yeah, I know what lol means, Poppy. You cheeky moo. I don't think I'm going to have time for a potato. Oh, come on, James. I'm not that bad. It was just one abbreviation. Also, speaking of which, you see what I did there? I'm just going to divert. We'll divert. So anyway, if you're enjoying the stream so far, well, that's great. That sounded really sarcastic, but it wasn't meant to be. Anyway, moving on. This is my Adobe Illustrator Masterclass. It's my full course that teaches virtually everything I know about Illustrator. 17 years of learning it, condensed down into like about 6 to 7 hours worth of video. So if you want to just learn Illustrator as quickly as possible and just start designing right away, rather than spending like months and years watching tutorials and trying to figure it all out on your own, just please don't do that. Like I'll teach it to you. I've got the course. It will teach you just so much stuff. It will speed you through it, save you years of time. And then if you get stuck, I'm there to help you as well. So that is included with the course. Essentially the functionality to DM me whenever you like. And I know what rolling on the floor is. Rolling on the floor laughing. Fun fact, Ruffle is also the name of Poppy's mum's dog. What was I saying? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, so basically it's not just a course, it's essentially me being there to support you as well. So, a year or two down the line, if you've got a question about design, I will still be there. I'll be there to help you, and woof woof indeed. So yeah, that's the full masterclass, and I'm very proud of it. Finally got it done. It took me 6 months to make. And I'll see you later, Raquel. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, you have a great weekend too. See you next week in the new space. As long as I get it all set up. But yeah, if you'd like to enroll in the course, then there's the link to check it out. But there's also, if you sign up here, there's a code for 15% off that you'll get in email as well. Does the course have a bonus acronym lesson? Oh, God, I should have never said anything. I'm never going to hear the end of this now. I completely understand. With 3 under 9, I went into debt to get into a shed on the back of my property, worth every penny. I mean, Reese, when you say the shed at the back of the property, is that the setup that you showed me a few weeks back? Because I don't know what it's like in the US, but if I said to Poppy that Reese works from a shed, the shed to us is like really like tiny little wooden structure that you put maybe a few bicycles in. So I think it's much more grandiose than a shed. It looks like a proper studio. It looks amazing. If it's a shed, it's a very fancy shed, my friend. You've got 3 kids yourself, Scott. Yeah, I love them. Kids are great. But when you're trying to work, sometimes you got to get in that creative space, that flow state, and children can disrupt that. So my office is part of the bedroom. Nice. You can roll out of bed, get your slippers on. I appreciate that, Scott. Well, if you do ever enroll in the course, as I say to everyone, I will always be there to help. So 18 by 12-foot shed. It's definitely more of a cabin for sure. That would be the dream, to have a nice big bit of land and pop down in the shed. Now listen here, Poppy. You're not popping me anywhere, love. You make me sound like a dog. A dog that's been naughty, and instead of sending him out to the kennel, you send him out to the shed. Oh, I'd love it. I think I'd probably want like I'd want a shed, like a big shed, but I'd want some sort of secret underground compartment area, like a literal man cave that the kids don't know about it, and I could just go like, and it goes underground. That would be nice. I'd love a bit of land as well. I'd love a bit of land. For anyone who doesn't know, I enjoy target shooting, so I've got a couple of rifles at home, and but I don't have the land at home to be able to kind of put some targets and cans and things up and shoot, so I have to like go to different clubs. But yeah, that would be amazing. I'd love to do that. Just sit out in the back garden, put some targets up, grab a drink, and just plink away a little bit. That would be fun. Looking forward to starting the class. I got AI just to make my business logo, and I'm hooked on it and love learning. It's so much fun. Oh, that's amazing, Adam. Yeah, Illustrator's amazing. I mean, if you want to, I think that's another thing, really. I don't know. Maybe I should kind of pitch that more, because as a business owner, Illustrator is the one to learn, because like I said earlier, you can do logos, icons, posters, business cards, all your stationery, signage. You can just do all of it in Illustrator. So as a business owner, I think a lot of people do end up using Photoshop, but actually Illustrator is the one to use for sure. A lot of people living in sheds these days. Oh no. Thought making a course about making courses. I've not thought about that, but I mean, I could do. I've thought about making a course on YouTube, because I've made so many mistakes with audio and lighting and cameras, and I think it's fair to say that my on-camera presentation looks quite smart now when I do my videos. But it took me so long to get there, and I spent so much money trying out different setups and microphones, and it was a real slow process. And it would be nice to be able to just say to people, hey, get this mic, get these lights, save yourself some money, boom, you're good to start making content. You could have a doghouse then. Thanks, Poppy. I appreciate that. He's a great cook, so I'll keep him for that. We want chickens and a goat and a pig. Oh, you definitely have to come visit, and we'll line up some fun shooting adventures. Oh, don't tempt me, Reese. Don't tempt me. I went to the US recently, and we got to go to an indoor shooting range, and what did we shoot? We shot my friend's Beretta. She's got a SIG 365. Shot Oh, what else was it? SIG 320, I think. Something like that. And then she had like a 9mm AR with a red dot. That was really nice to shoot, actually. It wasn't like a very long range, but it was indoors, and we can't shoot handguns here in the UK. Even with a firearms certificate, we can have rifles and shotguns and all that kind of stuff. But so for me, coming out to the US, it's nice to sort of shoot the things that we don't have in the UK, like handguns. Yeah, it's good fun. Use it to design your paint shop apparel too. I paid someone $300 to make me a logo, and it was okay-ish, but I thought I could do it better and started using AI. Yeah, it's really good. It's one of those things as well that, and like, it's different if you're like working as a designer, I guess, rather than being a business owner. If you do put the time into it as a business owner to learn the tools and everything, you can actually save a lot of money by bringing stuff in house. I think the main thing to focus on as well is like learning the design side of things, as much as you can, because like just knowing Illustrator in itself doesn't necessarily equate to good design work. So I think it's important to, if you're using Illustrator as a business owner, is to also make sure you're inspired by other businesses and kind of see what other people are doing, kind of similar to how, you know, designers get inspired. And something that helped me kind of get better as a designer was looking at a lot of other work from professionals. And I was like, okay, well, these guys, well, they keep doing this and they do this, and I'm identifying patterns and trends that they do. And that helped me to learn, because I never had any formal training on design principles. Not really. Like, yeah, in terms of like, there's so much kind of theory, and I never had any of that. I think I just kind of, I've always had a bit of an eye for details and spacing and things, but I just kind of learned and got better by doing it more and more and more. Love SIG, but I have a way to do some fun full auto goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're definitely not allowed to do full auto in the UK. single shot only, yeah. I got to run. Best of luck with the move. See everybody on the side. Oh, thank you, Mike. Amazing. Thank you so much for sending me the thicker design as well. Have an awesome weekend, dude. Reference is king. That is a very good point, Scott. Yeah, I've not used reference images nowhere near enough throughout my career. Reference images can make life so much easier, especially when doing logo design and anything, actually. Just have a board of things that are inspiring, that are relevant. I didn't do that enough, and it's definitely worth doing, yeah. Will your new setup have the wolf plushie? Oh, no, it's not a plushie. Oh, I've got to show you this. It's absolutely beautiful. My mum got me this for Christmas. She's just one of those things that she saw it and knew that I would absolutely love it. And it's actually like this beautifully carved, hang on, let me get my hands out of the way, sculpture. It's absolutely stunning. I might be wrong, but I think she's hello. I might be wrong, but I think she said she got it from Glastonbury. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. I was kind of speechless when she gave it to me. It's just, I don't know. It's just something about it that I just absolutely love. But yes, that will definitely be coming with me. Full shizzle. Hi, I've been enjoying your last couple of streams and getting some good inspiration. I've been learning Illustrator for a while now, but the problem is, what's next? How do I progress from here? I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out there, Doriel. It depends what you want to do with Illustrator. So it depends. Yeah, it depends where you want to go with Illustrator, what you use it for currently. So, are you a designer? Are you looking to become a designer? Are you, like Adam, a business owner? Or do you just use it for fun, for illustration or design? So how do you use Illustrator? Yeah, so a little bit, Paul. I think the last stream we made a lot of progress with the colors. That was sort of where we ended up. I kind of added the blue in. Today we've done a pattern and just got a couple of mock-ups as well. So we've got some merch, a quick coffee mock-up. We're just kind of playing around here. And then a quick mock-up or two for the website. So this isn't stuff I would send to a client because it's all just half-baked. This is literally just to check the logo fits and that if I were to do a concept for a website, it would look good. So when I first kind of set this one up here, the logo and the logo mark specifically was a different size, a bit bigger. So I brought the scale down now. So the scale of the actual cup is slightly smaller, and that enables it to kind of sit comfortably in this website header. But if it needs to, it can flex and it can go into like a much smaller space if needs be. So yeah, that's been the main part of the stream has been patterns and starting some mock-ups. But yeah, I think we're getting there. Yeah, I think it was from Glastonbury. You're right, Poppy. It's incredible, Jason. Like, I'm trying to show it on camera, but in person, it's just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, name the wolf. Yeah. As a creative, what is one challenge you have? One. Just one. What is a challenge that I have? Oh, I'll tell you what one challenge is I have. Avoiding burning out. Yeah. I think yeah, that is a big challenge, but managing a work-life balance, I'm not very good at that. I find it very difficult because sometimes I get ideas and I just have to run with it. And it's very much like I don't sort of leave the studio and then switch off. My brain is still constantly kind of spewing out all these ideas, and so it's quite difficult, I think, for me to switch off sometimes. And it's good because it's great to just have loads of ideas, because then on these streams we can just design live and it's really fun. But sometimes I'll kind of not manage my time as effectively as I could, and I'll end up working till 12, 1, 2 in the morning. Editing videos, like, what was it? Yeah, I was up late last night. I was up late the night before, finishing a video. It's too easy when you've got a laptop to just kind of take it home and carry on. Yeah, for sure, Scott. So when I'm set up in the new studio, we will get back to some sort of regular schedule for the streams. Definitely. It's been a bit all over the place at the minute, so just bear with me. But yeah, we will get back to design review and all sorts of different stuff. Managing time is so hard. Yeah, and it's also, Gal, it's a double-edged sword as well. When you work for yourself and you are your own boss, it does afford you, I guess you could say, more freedoms, but also sometimes that can work against you because it's all too easy to just bring work home. And yeah, you've got to be super disciplined with it, and I'm not, if I'm completely honest. So sometimes creativity just strikes and it's like, right, I need to go and work on something. So especially on a client work with set time and pricing, hard not overdoing stuff. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting what looks to be like a fishy scam text. That's so obvious these days. Yeah, this one artboard has an entire iteration process. It's been a fun and educational journey to get inside the head of an amazing designer. Oh, that's very kind of you, Jason. Thank you. I do try. Yeah. It's one of those things. I think I just class myself as a multidisciplined designer because I love doing everything. You know, I know some people, they are like specialists at one thing, and they just, you know, just become absolute masters of that one thing. But for me, I've always loved learning the software. I love Illustrator, Photoshop. I love UI design. I just love all sorts of different types of design, even 3D. And so the more I can learn, the more I can combine different mediums together. And so, you know, one minute I'll be doing photo manipulation, the next we're doing a logo, and then next we'll be doing a poster for something. And it's just, it kind of keeps it interesting and fun as well. But yeah. But yeah, you're right. It's interesting to see the thought process, to go back and look at, you know, this is where the first stream ended. You know, this is, I mean, yeah, this is pretty cool. This is the design from the first stream, after the first stream, on the left, and this is where it's ended up on the right. Just, you know, a bit of time in the oven. This design over here is like roast potatoes that just aren't cooked properly, and then this one on the right is what happens when you let the roast potatoes get really, really crispy, and you put enough oil on and you've seasoned them with a bit of salt and pepper. Are you off to your mum's now? Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, I need to go and meet Liam soon. I'm not going to have time for any lunch. Good job, Danny. See you later, Poppy. I'll see you back at the shed. Doriel says, when I'm kind of all over the place with it right now, trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. Currently, I mostly play around with it, and I got a Fiverr account with a couple of simple design gigs. Okay, well, I'll mention it anyway. I don't want to do a big long pitch, but Doriel, if you are interested, this is my course that I usually pitch a few times throughout the stream. So this course will just teach you pretty much everything I know about Illustrator within about 7 hours. So depending on what you're creating, this course will just have like a whole bunch of different tools and techniques. And yeah, it might be something that you might be interested in. Essentially, it's just it's great if you are using it and you're kind of experimenting, because there's lots of different designs in there and different tools that it will show you how to create. And then everyone who enrolls, I'm there to support you as well. So if you do have a question, I'll always be on hand to help out. So I thought I'd mention it anyway. Yeah, I think it's something you might be interested in. I think you'll like it. But there's also the if you are interested, then definitely sign up there to get a link for 15% off the course as well. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to know which field to go with. I would just have a go at all of them, Doriel, and just see what you find the most enjoyable. Oh, Tanvir, you off? Okay, got to go. Got some work to do. We'll catch you in the next one. Good luck on moving. And thank you so much. Luke's iced coffee and potato. Go eat. Nice. Oh, hey, thanks for joining again, Scott. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, Reese. I'll see you later. Create a pop banner for your course that will always be on the screen. Yeah, I could do, actually. That's a good idea. Yeah, I could do. As long as it doesn't take up too much of the screen. Like I wouldn't want to just kind of... Oh, no, you're right. Sorry, I'm being dumb. Yeah, I imagine something always being there, like a little animation. Yeah, maybe in the new studio I'll get one of those stream decks. You can just press buttons and things, and it makes things pop up. That would be quite good, actually. Oh, you're welcome, Doriel. And if you do have any questions, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to help. If anyone does have questions about the course or anything, by the way, there's my email address. So, shoot me an email. And as always, I'll try and be as helpful as I can. Oh, you like the recent one, James? Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's off to a slower start, that one, but hopefully it picks up some speed. But yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, if you're enjoying this stream and you want to learn like loads and loads of cool techniques, definitely check out the latest video. It's a good one. It's a really good one. I've already decided to take the course, so don't worry. But do you touch on using the art logos and saving them, and what size and format, and real world usage for shirts and stuff like that? So it doesn't really go into details with regarding merchandise and shirts. I've not done a lot of t-shirt design in my own career. That's just something I haven't done a lot of. But what I would say, Adam, is what I've had some people do is they've enrolled in the course and they've gone through it, and then they've got specific problems or specific questions about how to do something that relates to how they use Illustrator specifically. So not too long ago, I had one student say, I want to create this type of illustration. And it was like a very kind of, I don't know what you call it, like linear line art style. And so I was able to then like reply and send some links over and a couple of examples and things, and then help them with that specific use case. So that's what I would say to anyone who's interested. If you're thinking, oh, I'd like it to cover this specific thing like t-shirt design, and it doesn't, that doesn't mean that I'm not there to help you learn about how to design for that, if that makes sense. So I will always go out of my way to kind of work with people to drill down on exactly what you're trying to learn. Yeah, like when I say, Adam, that I'm there to support people, that means it's that's exactly what I mean. Like, so if you've ever got questions or anything, or in the community, actually, there is a live room. There's like a permanently live 24/7 Zoom call. It's called a live room, and anyone can jump in at any point. So it's the kind of thing that sometimes it might be easier, rather than sending emails, it might be easier just to arrange a time and jump in the live room and just, answer quick questions and things that way. So probably too late to the process, but have you considered using the same blue in Luke's for just half of the bean? Yeah, Mike. So I think where we left it was a few people weren't sure about the tip of the straw here, the blue and the ice cubes being blue and not kind of blending the colors. So I think what I would probably do, just to kind of box that one off, is I would just make a bunch of copies like this, and then I would just experiment with a few more colors. I think updating it would be pretty straightforward. Yeah, so check this out. I've made a few copies of this logo over here, so you can see on the website Mockup. If I select this and go start global edit, I could then change, well, let's just change the bean. There we go, as suggested. And then I could go over here. Oh, it's not updated. That's unfortunate. Oh wait, sorry. Hang on. So when you go start global edit, it has to be red. So if you deselect like I did just then, you come out of it. So while you're editing globally, oh, that's annoying. Right, okay. There we go. Let's see if it will let me change the color of that one shape. Oh no, that's so annoying. Start global edit. So yeah, when it's red, you're in like the editing mode. But I want to select one specific shape. Let's see if I can keep going inside. Wonder if this will let me do it. Oh, that's so annoying. Select, start global edit. Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was going basically what I was going to show you was change if you change an element while you're globally editing, it will update across every instance of it. So Illustrator will identify other elements that are exactly the same in the document, and it will make those changes. But for some reason, unless I wonder if I can use the live paint bucket tool. Right, so that's not supported by global edit. Okay, that's unfortunate. Oh, never mind. Anyway, it's just a very quick way to update multiple things if you've already made them. It's covered in the new video, so in the latest YouTube video, there's a more sort of general use for it, but it's a pretty cool feature if you've never used it before. Yeah, check out the new video, Gal. It's really cool. It's just, I think it's because I've created, hang on, let me check. It's probably because I've created this in a very complex way. I'm just trying to, yeah. So when it's ungrouped, I can't use that feature. When it's grouped, I can use it. But then it doesn't let me. Select it. I wonder if this will work. Come back out. Has it changed? Oh, there it is. Okay, I was obviously just doing it wrong. Hang on, let me go back. Right, so that's grouped together. Start global edit. And then what did I do? Double click. Okay, right. So just keep double clicking until you get to the shape you need. And then you can change the color. It's red, so I'm still inside that global edit mode. I thought I did that a minute ago, but I must have clicked on something else by mistake. And then come out of it. Yeah, there we go. And you can see it updates. So it's the kind of thing that if you know, let's say I've finished this design here. It's all finished. Everything's lovely. I then start, you know, copying this here on a website mockup, on another mockup, over here. If I then think, oh, oops, I wish I could make some changes, but I don't want to do it manually to all of them, you just go start global edit, change the one marked in red, and it will automatically update that change across all of the instances. It's pretty nifty. It's pretty nifty. Oh, right. It's coming up 2 o'clock. I'm going to go and try and find some lunch an hour before going for a run. Oh, goodness me. This is going to be interesting. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone for joining today and just for your support over the last however long it's been, not just with the videos, but with the streams. I've had a ton of fun, and we've got some good memories in this studio. And yeah, going to be moving over the next few days and weeks. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So thank you so much to everyone who's enrolled in the course. I think 2 people have just enrolled while I've been streaming, which is insane. Yeah, that's insane. Thank you so much. So to Michelle and the other person who's enrolled, who I don't think is on the stream, yeah, thank you so much. Remember, I am always here to support you. So if you've got any questions about anything design related, life in general, I don't know, anything it is, just, you know, you can DM me and I will be there to help. So yeah, have a great Easter weekend. Oh, it's Easter, isn't it? I forgot about that. Ooh, chocolate egg. Amazing. Right, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, have an amazing weekend, and I'll let you know when we'll be streaming again next week, hopefully soon, once I've got the studio set up. Woo. Okay, catch you later, guys. Bye.